Airways Aero Associations Ltd of Wycombe Air Park are the hosts and organisers of an annual Air Day event, which in 1972 included the King's Cup Air Race in its 50th anniversary year. The Air Day receives active help from many local organisations. The all-day flying programme, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m, is unique for such events, with its many types of aircraft, current and historical, civilian and military. This short film concentrates on the most spectacular among the day's long list of events. Royal Air Force owned until the mid-1960s, Wycombe Air Park is now a very active airfield. It is the home of the BEA and BOAC gliding and power flying clubs, the latter with their 8 Cherokee aircraft. In all, the air park is the base for no less than 75 powered aeroplanes and 37 gliders, and is operational from 9 a.m. to dusk every day of the year. Its variety of operations is unique for a regional airfield. Personal Plane Services Ltd, Doug Bianchi's company, based at the air park, restores vintage aircraft and builds replicas. Many of these have appeared in feature films, such as this Eindecker from Those Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines. The air park is an important base for historic aircraft, all of which can fly. Their number and variety is second only to those of the Shuttleworth Trust, whose Hawker Tomtit, seen here, was among the visiting aircraft. It made a vivid contrast to the RAF Harrier, the world's first jump jet fighter. During the morning, the Aspen Air Contest acted as a qualifying round for the King's Cup race in the afternoon. Also among the morning's events was a Spitfire Mark I, seen here in slow flypast. This, the only Mark I machine still flying in the world, recently had a new engine for its part in the film The Battle of Britain. The pilot and owner is Air Commodore Alan Wheeler, a flyer for more than 40 years. In the course of the day, the RAF provided several displays. An ominous sight was the ear-splitting Vulcan bomber going through its paces. contrast to the might and majesty of the Vulcan came the nimble agility of the Rothmans Aerobatic team. With 4 full-time professional pilots, the team gives displays of solo and formation aerobatics at air shows throughout Europe. Formed in 1970, in its first 2 years it had already given over 120 displays. Wycombe Air Park is the base for the aircraft, and the team members all live locally. Smoke and pattern making of the Rothmans team was echoed by some of the parachutists in their displays. Here we see the RAF Falcons display team. On the civilian side, the British Parachute Association controls the sport. The BPA was formed in 1962 and 10 years later had a membership of over 3,500. Training is available at over 20 clubs around the country, mostly operating at weekends. Soon after 2:30, a Wessex helicopter of the Queen's flight approached, bringing Prince Philip, President of the Air Day. After the national anthem, the Marlow Town Band continued to provide a cheerful background, which was a feature of the whole day's events. Prince Philip was greeted by the Secretary of the United Service and Royal Aero Club, and by the Chairman of the Airways Aero Associations Ltd. Among the welcoming party were the Lord Lieutenant of Buckinghamshire, the Clerk to the County Council, and the Mayor and Mayoress of High Wycombe. After the official welcome, the King's Cup air race began. The race was instituted in 1922 for a trophy presented by King George V to encourage the development of British sporting flying. The race was held every year until 1938 and reinstituted in 1949 for a second cup, presented by King George VI. Since then, it has been an annual event. Because of the wide variety of aircraft, the race is handicapped, and entries are started at times calculated on their full speed performance, with the aim of a close finish. this race, there were 41 starters and a course of 120 miles. When the last of the competitors was airborne, there were more displays. Here, the Red Arrows provided the most spectacular event of the day. This was the 8th successive season for this, the RAF's official aerobatic team. They had already appeared before audiences totaling many millions in their 650 displays throughout Europe and the Middle East. On average, the team fly 4 displays each week throughout the season from mid-April to October. After the thrills of the Red Arrows, the crowd of some 20,000 had time for tea, while awaiting the return of the King's Cup competitors.
Here he comes now.
Here we see the winner. After him, many of the placings were decided by split seconds. This really close finish was the result of the good work of the team of handicappers.
Making number 95, now we see a whole lot more. There's obviously quite a gap now. Bigger gap than we thought. There's a whole mass of them coming across the trees.
A little later, when it came to the prize giving, those who came forward certainly had something to show for it. First in the Aspen Air race and third in the King's Cup race was R. Black. Second in both the Aspen Air race and the King's Cup was R. Paine. Patterson, a local pilot who regularly flies from Wycombe Air Park, was third in the Aspen Air race. Last came the winner of the King's Cup race, Stanley Warwick of Alresford, Hampshire. A 47-year-old company director, he won in a Glossair Air Tourer. And so the day drew to an end. To beat the crowds leaving the air park by road, some balloonists were getting prepared. Prince Philip boarded his helicopter. Soon he was off. And so, in time, after a splendid day out and a spectacular full day's flying, we too came away from Wycombe Air Park, leaving its flyers to the peace of the sky.